say we can't, oh, just don't say another word. These thoughts you've imagined aren't real, aren't adding up. You fetched your ideas from nowhere, all from another world. Your logic's impaired, your full picture is cropped. Cause we both know one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, might say if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, might say if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. Dear bright brain, you're so far off, oh, it's like you can't see ahead. These feelings you've caught don't make sense, your plan's gonna flop. You keep raising doubts without cause, all you feel is dread. My logic is fair, if it's pain, it's ever gonna stop. Cause we both know that one day he's not gonna cry again. Without doubt, might say if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. The sun's gonna rise again. We both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's our say if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end.
Wherever we go, we'll always know. From the highest mountain to the bottom of the ocean, yeah. Our song is running like a river. Let the current take us there. We've got the melody to set us free, singing destiny. We've got the melody to set us free, singing destiny.
I just noticed. Well, one, my editing is a little bit trash because where is the league logo? It's supposed to be on the right side. What is up with that? Man, I need more sleep. That and there's some like little editing things that I'm catching midstream. Ugh. Oof. Oof. Anyway. Sit back, relax. Stream is about to start, you know. Just thought it'd be funny to point it out before, you know. Before we go ahead and start. Yo, welcome back. There are no glitches here in this beautiful website, so you know. That's 5fi-racing.com for those who need to know. 5 is the number 5. fi-racing.com. Oh my, wait, backend issues. If you'd like to join us, click on Discord. If you're watching this live, you're probably on Twitch. If you're watching the replay, you're on YouTube. Say hello. I periodically check here and there. I checked last streams. It was fun. Check us out on Instagram. We post there. Some cool behind the scenes stuff sometimes. Usually just updates. And Reddit. Anyway, SimGrid. Click on SimGrid. That's 5firacing.com. SimGrid. First link right here. Founder League Season 7 is to join us in the races. Hit register. And then you're on your way. We'll go over rules real quick. LFMBOP is in use for the races this time. You get 2 race drops that I'll go into more detail once we go into the standings, just in case you need a reminder of what that is about. Obey all yellow flags. Is there a yellow flag being waved in your face? Please do your best to stay in your lane. Because if you don't, then you might get penalized, and that leads us to our penalty continuation. If you get penalized and you decide, screw this, I'm going home, theoretically, and you quit, well, the penalty never went away. You're still gonna serve it next race, so it's gonna suck. Code of conduct: be nice, play nice, be respectful. You know, you can banter a little bit here and there, but no, don't push it too far. Incident reporting: report all your dive bombs, every single one. Even the ones that are not dive bombs. I want to see all the reports out. No, I'm just kidding. Just do your own reporting if you feel responsible, or if you feel that someone else is responsible for an incident. Someone will get by and review it. Standings though, we got Albert Tranchisi in the gold class with 92 points. He's leading P1. Ross O'Connor is P2 with 87 points. Joshua Worley is P3 with 69.5 points. Someone got booted. It was Jake Wells. Jake Wells got booted. Joshua Worley kicked him out of P3 and took it and booted him all the way to P7 because he missed last week, I think. Oh yeah, it's right here. That's tough. And Joshua Worley, P3, 69.5 points. Zach Manriquez, P4 with 64 points. He's going to be battling it out with Joshua Worley to try to claim the P3 spot. Albergiana, 63.5 points. He's P5. The battle for P3 is on, and the battle for P1 is on. There's two separate battles. Joshua Worley has to defend and attack. Ross O'Connor mostly just has to attack for P1. Sam Staple is P6, 62.5 points. Jake Wells, P7, 46 points. And we have Daniel Hirsch and Kyle Hirsch, both at 0 points. They haven't participated as of yet. In the silvers, if you give me 1 second. Oh my, where is my stand? Awkward. Okay. We have Alexander Sabo in the silver class leading us. He's in P1 with 81 points. It was formerly Kyle Busch who got booted down to P3. He's at 75 points, but he is tied with Jonathan Kelly, who also has 75 points. Jonathan Kelly has, he's in P2. So, a tie for second place. It's going to be interesting to see who wins overall in Imola tonight. Greg Landry is leading us in P4 with 70.5 points. Chris Unfair following right behind him with 69.5 points. P5. Brad Tarno is in P6 with 67.5 points. We're scrolling down. Douglas Furnish is in P7, 63.5 points. Jeff Kelly, P8 with 62 points. Joey Johnston, P9, 61 points. And P10, Edgar Herrera with 51 points. We might as well just continue the list. Why not? We got Kevin Alexander at P11 with 37.5 points. Victor Sabo at P12 with 37 points. Darren Montes at P13, 34.5 points. Justin Fry, 29 points. P14. Jacob Myrie, excuse me, 15th place. P5, P15, 28 points. Randy Zimmer, 24 points, P16. Gelson Cruz, 20 points, P17. Christopher Greider, 15 points, P18. And Joe Kronk has yet to participate. Did not start. Interesting. But he has 0 points. He's rounds off our list, or finishes our list. It's interesting to note here that no one is how do I say, escaping P1. I'm gonna pull out the handy dandy calculator here, and I think each race you get 46 points. Well, if it's a dual sprint, it's 23 points. So that means, since tonight is a dual sprint, Anyone who has 35 points or more is able to jump all the way to P1 if Alexander Sabo has a really, really, really bad race. We're talking something fire bad. So that leads us all the way down to P12. So Victor Sabo can jump all the way to P1. Darren Montes and everyone below can jump to P2 or P3. So it's still anyone's race here. Anyone can be at the top. Anyway, enough of that. What we're here for is the race recap. Hopefully none of my editing hiccups show up here. That'll be quite embarrassing. Starting the race though, we're gonna be I think following Ross O'Connor or someone. Cowboy. We're gonna be jumping through the grid just because of the small little bit of mayhem that happened. Right now we're watching Joshua Worley. Why am I blanking on a name? And if you saw to your right, that was Brad Tarno going a little bit off track and mayhem. Not too bad of a mayhem, but one of the drivers got the brunt ends of that. I do believe this is Douglas Furnish, who took a really big impact off of that. We're going to show the replay here. So Brad Tarno went a little bit too wide, or was going a little bit too deep. Someone behind him also went a little bit too deep. And him and Christopher Greider, I believe that Christopher Greider ended up making a little bit of contact, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, unfortunate incident. In lap 2, Albert Guiana and Chris Unfair were going at it. Guiana coming in with the really, really quick lap there, or quick turn in. Yo, what's up, Squash? And he basically outbroke Chris Unfair and took the spot from him. In lap 3, we had Brad Tarno fighting it out with Edgar Herrera. The AMR versus the Ford here. The Ford going a little bit too wide. That's Herrera just overshooting a tad bit. That's gonna allow Brad to easily get by him and secure that position. Also a battle in front if you're interested in watching that too. Lap 4, we have Brad Tarno and Darren Montes battling it out. Brad closing the distance and looking like he is gonna go for the movies. Just because Darren Montes messed up just a tad bit right there. He did briefly overtake, but Montes was able to shut that down. So, if you saw out on the grass, that was, I believe, Douglas Furnish. He had a little bit of an incident. I think he collided with Albert now. I'm just going to show this quick replay here. He had a blue flag, and was trying to get out of the racing line, and they just ended up colliding. Yeah, it's just an unfortunate incident. If I feel like I'm putting the wrong driver, or matching the wrong driver to the car. Sure. In lap 4, we had Montes and Herrera battling it out. Not sure why it says Montes and Herrera, because that is not Herrera. That is Brad Tarno making the move happen on Montes. That was there's all sorts of errors and glitches tonight. How embarrassing. Lap 5, Edgar Herrera and Darren Montes. That should probably have a mistake counter up on the board somewhere on stream. Well, he makes his pass right after turn 12. Christopher Greider also sneaking in and making the move happen. So Montes losing 2 positions, unfortunately. That sucks. Herrero and Bush are fighting it out. Kyle Busch getting a little squirrely. Took that corner a little bit too offline and ended up going wide into the grass. Hera completing the pass without any other incident. So good consistency and good driving by Edgar Herrera right there. Unfortunate for Bush, I know, because he wanted to. I know he hates mistakes. We got Joshua Worley battling it out with Gelson Cruz. It's just a little exciting because Cruz is fairly fast, but since his first round back, he wasn't as consistent as anyone would like to be, really. Well, he tries to make the move happen in turn 11, and Cruz just shuts him down. So, good attempt though. That was a brilliant attempt. That's what we love to see here. I don't know, it's hard to defend from them. Also, suck at Kodas. Flash says. Greg Landry in lap 10 trying to make moves happen on Jonathan Kelly. And he almost makes it happen. Jonathan Kelly just closes the door. That's all she wrote. Kelly being really, really good in these series of corners from turns 12 to turns 12 to 20. The last final corners. He's pretty decent at that. Joshua Worley turning on the turbocharger and almost walking the BMW. Jeff Kelly. Joshua Worley doing very, very good. He started the race a little bit iffy, but managed to climb the ranks in Edmonton P4. So he was a brilliant driver in Toyota. Albert Guiana activating the NOS, the DRS on Kelly, just walks him on the straightaway in that Audi. Unfortunately though, he could not complete the overtake, hit that corner too aggressively, and Kelly was able to reclaim the spot. But the speed coming out of the Audi and the speed difference between the Audi and the Porsche is quite astounding. Christopher Greider here passing Darren Montes, where right there Montes got a little bit too squirrely there. Tried to correct it but couldn't fix it, and a little bit squirrely there as well. Greider able to complete the pass just before turn 20. Good moves, good driving. Lap 17. Right, Jeff Kelly and Cruz. Jeff Kelly using the BMW to try to get past Cruz, and he does ever so briefly, but Cruz is shutting the door, not letting Jeff Kelly through. Very good move, very good driving by Gelson Cruz, and good attempt by Jeff Kelly there. Kyle Busch slipping and sliding, showing us how to drift in the race while getting chased down by Jonathan Kelly. Almost looks like he's parking it low-key. Or trying to park it to hold back Jonathan Kelly. Nonetheless though, he took that corner, turn 19, a little bit off. It went a little bit too deep in there, and Jonathan Kelly was able to go by him. However, look at that speed. He's basically able to just overtake him and reclaim the position. We for sure know Jonathan Kelly was livid. Because he got around him, but just the Audi just walked him. It wasn't even a competition. Fast forwards, lap 19, and Jonathan Kelly tries to get by him, manages to overtake him just a tad bit, and then Kyle Busch puts the pedal to the metal and just starts walking absolutely disgustingly walking Jonathan Kelly there. So yeah, the Porsche having a tough time here. So, Mr. Commenter, do you race? I do race, but not this season or last season, the season before that. Joshua Worley, though, in lap 23, trying to make moves on Zach Manriquez, and he ends up making the move happen, the move stick in turn 12. Zach Manriquez forced to be right behind him. This is a battle for P3. The very, very next lap, Joshua Worley having a little bit of a drifting contest there, and Zach Manriquez is taking every bit of opportunity of that and manages to get right by him. Unfortunate for Joshua Worley because he was fighting it. It was a dog fight here. Lap 24. We have Brad Tarno and Edgar Herrera fighting it out. Excuse me. Brad Tarno manages to sneak in and get by Edgar Herrera in turn 20, the final corner. That was a very, very ballsy and very good move by Brad Tarno. Edgar Herrera trying to get the slipstream to get by him as much as possible. Darren Montes and Christopher Greider going at it. And it feels like a deja vu. Because Christopher Greider does almost the exact same move. And gets very, very close to passing him. But the power of the Mustang just not letting the Porsche through. Darren Montes able to hold on to that position. We're gonna fast forward a bit after a couple seconds here, because we're gonna get a deja vu. What happened to Jonathan Kelly and Kyle Busch is gonna happen here. Spoiler alert. Darren Montes hard on the brakes. Christopher Greider makes the overtake happen, but loses enough speed that Darren Montes proceeds to start attempting to walk him. So this is a good fight all around. We love to see this fight, which ends up continuing, believe it or not. They keep battling it out up through corners 12 to if my memory serves correctly, to 19 or 20. Montes doing a really, really good job trying to defend and keep online. Goes a little bit wide there. Not the greatest move, but not the worst mistake, because he stays in line. Manages to keep Greider right behind him. Unfortunately for Montes, though, too many mistakes, one being that right there, allows Greider to just get right by him right before turn 20, and off he goes. Unfortunate for Montes there, but good fight. Good fight regardless. And to answer this question, do I race? I do race, but I am not as fast as before. Lap 27, Kyle Busch showing us how to drift once again. This time though, Jonathan Kelly proceeds to stick his nose in to bully Kyle Busch into getting off the line. Jonathan Kelly parking it just a tad bit to slow down the Bushmaster. Even though he's closing the speed closing the gap just a little bit, he doesn't end up completing the overtake, and Jonathan Kelly secure that position. And your race winner for Coda, ladies and gentlemen, is Albert Tranchisi. The Tranchisi Designs race team, sponsored by Catify 2.0. Very, very nicely done. We love to see these wins rack up. Will anybody be able to stop this man? He's won season 5, he's won season 6, he's our champion winner 2 seasons in a row. If you give me a quick moment, I will be transitioning. What is on the screen? It's so Scott. Okay. 1 second, please. So how are you guys doing? Hope you're doing really, really well. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so a little bit of a change in scenery here. Yes, the stream layout. Technical difficulties in the back end that will hopefully be fixed by next stream, but don't you worry. The stream goes on. The race continues. Today we're at Imola. Right now we're watching Douglas Furnish going at it. Let me see if I could pull out the fastest times. Not sure if I actually can do that, to be honest. Well, Albert Tranchisi, who's chilling in the pits, is currently in P1 with the fastest lap of a 142.127. Very nice, very fast. I need to like learn how to use this layout. A little different. That is not the passenger seat view, or what is going on? It's labeled as passenger, but it's actually the wing. The wing is okay. Is that for? No, what happened, dude? Zach! We probably dirtied a lap or just decided to take a break. That sucks, okay. I'm gonna jump to Guiana, who is gonna complete his lap. These camera names are all sorts of wrong. At least these are okay. Is the helicam okay? Yeah, the helicam is okay. So I guess this is a bumper. No, that's... Yeah, that's bumper, that's bonnet. Well, I'll learn it real quick. We have... Who do we have behind him? I think we have Jeff Kelly. No, that's... looking like... Montes? Furnish. Douglas Furnish is right behind him, who's following his lap for the most part. For the most part. Right now we're watching Albert Guiana, who has a personal best of 142.860, which is very, very fast. And he's trying to complete his lap to push him to the lead. Dare I say, he has the pace, ladies and gentlemen. He is up a good margin. Jeff Kelly also put an amazing fast lap there. Jumped from what I think was P7 to P5, or P8 to P5. Gianna, is he gonna shoot to P1? P2, he just managed to finish right behind Albert Tranchisi. Both of them have 142s. Gianna has a 142.182. Albert Tranchisi is a 127. While we wait, we got a little bit of a track walk, courtesy of Albert Tranchisi, our season 5 and 6 winner. Following behind him is Daniel Hirsch. But I guess some good things to point about is turn 1 is basically the smoking. Turn 2 and turn 3, you gotta abuse those steps that Albert Tranchisi is abusing in this current moment. You have to be right on the edge and use the full amount of track, the whole track length. Don't use the track the whole way. You're leaving times out on the table. That is definitely for sure. I do believe this track walk was also comparable to what he's putting down right now. Maybe no, it was just a tad bit slower. He actually got him a lot faster. I think this was a high 142 pace or low 143 pace. Regardless of those, there's going to be a lot of sections where we can overtake. And if you give me a moment, I'll pull up my data and find out where those overtaking opportunities will be. Give me 1 second. If you'll notice here, Albert Tranchisi isn't the only one who can make mistakes. He made a little bit of a mistake there. Jumped the curve a little bit too much. Give me 1 second. Oh, embarrassing. I can't find my data sheet. Everything is misplaced. This whole stream is scuffed. Not my proudest moment. Nonetheless, though, we have Albert Tranchisi in P1. Albert Guiana right behind him, P2. Joshua Worley P3. I haven't found the dick butt. There's a hidden dick butt somewhere there. I feel like it's gonna be around the octopus, I'll be honest. Zach Manriquez, P3. P4. Jeff Kelly, P5. Alexander Sabo, P6. I'm just noticing, I'm gonna need to like actually know and remember their names. Christopher Greider, I'm probably gonna say the first name wrong. P7. Joey Johnson, I believe this is. Yeah. P8. Jeff Kelly. Jonathan Kelly. A P9. Chris Unfair. P10. Brad Tarno. P11. Douglas Furnish. What's up, dude? P12. Kyle Busch. Trip contest tonight. P13. Justin Fry. P14. Victor Sabo. P15. And Jacob Myrie. P16. As the race is about to start, music's about to be turned off. We are waiting for the green light to go out.
Green light, go, go, go.
The green lights are out. Tranqueezy does not get the jump. Gianna gets the jump on Tranqueezy. Oh, but Tranqueezy has the positioning correctly, and even better, manages to stay in front. Hopefully, no accidents. Oh no. No. Furnish and Justin Fry managed to get into a little bit of an issue. Meyer going off-road. Caught in the grass, the non-existent grass there. Unfortunate. We're gonna go back to Tranqueezy and the rest of the grid. Who so far is not running away. Gianna is keeping him honest, making sure that he stays within an arm's reach and is ready to attack whenever Tranqueezy makes the smallest of mistakes. Let's see what the rest of the grid is doing. Yikes. Oh, that was a contact between Jeff Kelly and Christopher Greider there. That was not contact. That was Jeff Kelly just having oversteer issues. Too much, not enough traction there. Spinning those tires. We're gonna jump to Zach Manriquez. And eventually Myrie, who is getting really, really close to Jeff Kelly. I really, really want to show the gaps. I wonder if there's a way to show it to you. Not quite sure. I'll just pay extra attention to these gaps. And Joey Johnson makes a mistake and goes way wide. Victor Sabo coming in to capitalize on this. Chris Unfair going a little bit wide. A lot of our drivers are having rough starts in Imola. These sets of corners right here are actually quite difficult to get correctly if you step on the brakes a little bit too aggressively in the wrong area. It's gonna send you a commentator's curse. Squash, you know it. You know it. 100% true. That curse is real. I didn't even want it to happen, and it just unintentionally just happened right before my eyes, my very eyes. A bunch of our drivers are getting extremely close. One of them being Zach Manriquez, who is trying to get by Alexander Sabo here from Fry Racing. He's 2 tenths off him. Joey Johnston is also very, very close to Victor Sabo. Oh, there's a lot of close fights here. We have Unfair getting close to Johnson, and Jeff Kelly Jonathan Kelly getting very close to Chris Unfair. The battle for P7 is going on. Zach Manriquez trying to make moves happen, can't seem to get around him, and ends up falling back. Just a lot of it, really. He's a little bit more than a second off him. Gienna, though, is keeping within Tranqueezy's pace. Or at least attempting so. The gap is right now roughly 2 seconds. Tranqueezy is starting to pull away ever so slightly. Putting down even faster best laps compared to what he put down in quali. So he is getting extremely comfortable there. That's definitely for sure. Probably could have taken those corners a little bit better. But regardless, very nice, quick driving. Still being held honest by Gienna, especially in Imola. One mistake and you end up in the dirt and you lose a lot of speed. Being in the gravel and such. Dabo losing the position on Johnson though. Just misses this fight here. The battle for P7 is on. We have Jeff Kelly, who also managed to get around Chris Unfair. Kyle Busch and Douglas Furnage battling it out, and they just swap positions. Kyle Busch managed to get up in front. We're gonna jump from these two and check out the train being led by Joey Johnston here, who's defending P7 at this current moment. It's looking like Chris Unfair wants to make moves happen on Jonathan Kelly as they get very, very close into the chicane of death right there. Almost making moves happen, at least trying to stick his nose in there. And Victor Sabo holding his own. Keeping a very, very good pace. He's been improving steadily, which is very nice to see. Putting down 146 laps, which is roughly what I would probably be putting down, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe just a tad bit faster. I'd probably be around Zach Rodriguez's pace, maybe, potentially, who knows. We're jumping to the battle with Gienna and Worley, who is... Worley is getting extremely close, or was extremely close to Gienna. Gienna forced to forego chasing Albert Tranchese and undergo defensive positions, because if he's not careful, Worley will 100% take P2. No doubt about it. Just as I was about to switch, the moves happened. Or the switch happened. Something happened to Jeff Kelly. I'm gonna assume that it wasn't a love tap and it was a overseer issue. That's it. Yeah, that's the word. Brain fart, brain fart. That close in that distance. Alexander Sabo for sure. Feeling the heat. Zach is trying to get around. Manrique is doing everything he can to keep providing that insane amount of pressure. Greider doing almost the exact same thing that Zach is doing but instead onto Furnish here. Myri just lost 2 positions. He might be out on the grass. We're gonna jump to him. But Kyle Busch and Jonathan Kelly managed to get by him. Kyle Busch trying to defend against Jonathan Kelly here. It's good to note that this is a dual sprint race. That means 2 30-minute races. Oh my, was that a nasty bump there. Myri forced to go wide on the outside. Fry avoiding the hit. And Kyle Busch jumping to the pits. Ouch. That's unfortunate. But as I was saying, it's a dual sprint race, 2 30-minute races. So if you mess up your first race, do not worry. You have race 2 to continue. Also, interesting to note, you only get 1 qualifying. So the first qualifying that we have is going to set the order for race 1 and for race 2. You do not get a second qualifying. So that one is a one and done type deal. When did Zach Manriquez pass Alexander Sabo? I just noticed. Was this in the main straightaway? Did I just miss this? Bruh. The race recap is about to be popping. I'm gonna have to pull up all these incidents and everything. Get the log, see what's going on. Something we probably will try not to miss is the potential pass between Greider and Furnish. Oh my god, up ahead we have Sabo and Chris Unfair fighting it out as well. Man, I point the camera somewhere just for a tiny second, a fraction of a second, and we missed the passing opportunities. No! We missed Unfair's pass! Oh, he's going, he got a little bit squirrely there. Victor Sabo reclaiming the position after Unfair hits the dirt just a tad bit. I'm so used to the other layout that we use. Right now where I'm using race control as the program. And it's nice. No doubt about it, it's nice. Who touched the grass there? Was that Victor Sabo? Cause Chris Unfair is going for a move right then and there, and he makes it stick, makes it happen. Very good move on him. Hopefully he won't make any other mistakes. Grider coming in hot though. He's closing the gap between these two very, very quickly. Grider is on one. Grider is definitely on one. He closed the gap from like a second to half a second now. Unfair pulling away ever so slightly. He's just about to touch a second. If Grider got a good exit, he's gonna go around. He might be able to go around. Well, I don't think he had the top speed to do it. I think. Oh, Victor Sabo just lets him by. He decided to not engage in that fight coming into turn 2 and 3 and 4 right here. Pretty much consecutive corners one right after the other. Interesting. He probably felt that it was a lot better and faster if he can just go by and they could both focus on their own race, their own battles. Victor Sabo forced to contend against Douglas Furnish now. The battle for P11 or P10 is on, and the battle for P9 is on as well. If you notice on the leaderboard, we missed Joshua Worley pass Albert Guiana. Oops. Big yikes. Big oof. But as I was saying, right now we're using Race Control, which is a nice app to keep time and keep track of all the action that's going on. I, however, am used to ACC TV. And yeah, we just had some technical difficulties or technical issues with that. Unfortunately. Douglas Furnish making the dive happen. Will he make the move stick? He goes a little bit wide. Victor can capitalize on that, and he decides against it. Good move on Douglas Furnish. A little bit risky there. Almost went into the gravel. Jeff Kelly making moves happen, and he already passed Myri. Myri quite a ways back, actually. He probably had a mistake or something. By the way, welcome back. We missed you, Kodo. I think we just, yeah, we did. Grider is moving. We missed the overtaking opportunity between him and Unfair. Victor Sabo going a little bit wide a couple turns ago. Hit the gravel, but managed to hop back on track very quickly. So no harm, no foul. As everyone else is now starting to settle in. The only one that for sure is taking a breather is Kyle Busch. He's still in the pits. He's just sitting this race out, unfortunately. Yeah, you're right. You're noticing it too, Squash. They are pushing. Them boys do be pushing. We're checking out Zach Manriquez here, who doesn't have Sabo behind him. Well, he does have him behind him, but not as close as before. Sabo currently roughly 3.5 seconds behind Manriquez, so he's still keeping him honest, making sure Manriquez doesn't make a big mistake. Tiny mistakes are fine, but just a big one will actually ruin or mess up his P4 spot. Words are hard today. Gena, though, still very, very close. So Whirly not quite able to get away. If we're gonna compare it to best overall laps, Whirly is slightly faster. He is 2/10 faster than Gena. But Gena is being more consistent. Whirly's running 143s. Gena right now is running 142s. So he is definitely catching up. He is pushing for that P2 spot to reclaim P2 from Joshua Whirly. He has 10 minutes, 10 and a half minutes left. Still plenty of time for him to do something. Albert Tranchisi, though, is taking a leisurely stroll, is what it looks like. He has almost no one around him. Joshua Whirly is roughly 6.5 seconds behind him, so Tranchisi is allowed one decent mistake. Or a bunch of tiny little ones. That. Hit that up a little bit too aggressively, yeah. The only two battles that we have currently worth watching is the battle for P2 between Whirly and Gena, and the battle for P14 between Jacob Myrie and Justin Fry. Will pop up on screen. Myrie having an extensive amount of damage, though. He goes a little bit wide. This is gonna be Fry's opportunity to get around him. He's forced to do it on the outside, though. I think he completed. He's going to make it stick. Myrie's not giving it up. At the last second, he pulls right behind him. A good move by Justin Fry. Unfortunate for Myrie. A good fight, though. A good attempt to prevent that from happening, though. I'd love to see it. We're going to jump back to the battle for P2. Team Gena and Whirly. Everyone else is more or less settled into their positions, and next closest battle after them, besides Myrie and Fry, is Unfair and Furnished. They're roughly 2.5 seconds from each other. Speaking of which, does anyone know why Imola is called Imola? Because officially it's called Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari. Probably butchered that, but you know, what else? It's located at least in the town of Imola, so it's probably called Imola because of that. Interesting to note that it was initially used for motorcycle racing, so that's different. I know I for sure would have wanted to try riding on this track on a motorcycle. As Gena just gets closer and closer and closer to Whirly, Whirly's gap is diminishing. His pace, more or less, is on par with Whirly at this current moment. Oh, with Gena, sorry. Well, both their paces are on par with each other. Knock on wood. I don't want any curses happening right now, but yeah. Myri is still relatively close to Justin Fry. He's roughly half a second from him, so we might end up jumping back and forth from these two. We were going to jump. We still could. Myri's getting a tad bit far from Chicken Fry now. He was closing the gap pretty nicely. I like how in that bottom left corner of the thing, if you don't have a race team, it just puts you as default. So you're from the default race team over Gemma. What about Whirly has? I am intrigued. What do you have, Whirly? Pirates. I can see it. This is the only battle. We still have 5 minutes left in the race. Will Gina try to make a dive bomb of the century here? He shouldn't. But was getting close. What happened? You can actively hear the traction control kicking in and out. Well, the gap just increased by a lot. A second and a half, roughly. Roughly a second. His tires are probably getting a little bit wasted. Still using that full trike width though. That's what we'd love to see. Tranqueezy is, dare I say, gone. He is, barring any other mistakes or any issues, he is our race 1 winner. The battle for P2 is still up in the air. Whirly could make a mistake, get messy. They're coming onto lap traffic here, Myri, right there. Myri has damage. And it's a 30-minute race. I wonder if it's even worth pitting. I'm gonna guess no, because you still have race 2. We gotta push more to make him make a mistake. He does. Squash says he has to make him push more, or he has to push more to try to force Whirly into a mistake. Well, they are coming into lap traffic here, so depending on how this plays out, and Myri just gives way, just lets them both have it. Nice of him to do. Well, that solves that. I was gonna say, depending on how it plays out, this could be Genna's opportunity to go for an attack. He is closing the gap. Has 1 minute and 50 seconds left. I am not sure if the gap will be closed fast enough for that. Roughly every lap, he is closing the gap by 3/10. Grider making moves happen on Furnish though. The new battle pops up. Where did this come from? Jeff Kelly is also making moves happen on Victor Sabo. We're gonna be switching and hopping between the battle for P2 and the battle for P9 and P11. Well, we're gonna be switching to the battle from P9 and P11 now. That sucks. That. Well, he did push. He pushed hard enough to make a mistake. Unfortunately, it wasn't the mistake that he wanted against Worley. It was a mistake on himself. Luckily, though, there's enough of a gap between Gienna and Manricas that Gienna still managed to stay in P3. Unfortunately, though. Jeff Kelly extremely close to Victor Sabo. We're gonna be jumping from these. Oh, not jumping. Jeff Kelly has a better echo. What a voice crack right there. Man, this whole stream is scuffed. Race timer is at 0:00, but the race is not over. We have the white flags waved out, meaning we have one final lap remaining. This is the final lap of the race. It's still anyone's game on what's gonna happen between Victor Sabo, Jonathan Kelly, and now Jeff Kelly, who's coming in. Tranqueezy finished the race. Congratulations. Race 1 winner. I do not want to leave this battle though. This is the closest battle that we have right now. Jeff Kelly versus Victor Sabo. Victor Sabo could hold them back. There's still enough room. Christopher Grider is trying to make moves happen on Douglas Furnish. He's not close enough to warrant us to jump to him as of yet. Jeff Kelly is 2/10 off Victor Sabo. Oh, and Victor Sabo makes a mistake. He goes a little bit too wide. He's pulling away though, trying to close the door. These next two corners though are both left-hander. This is going to be Jeff Kelly's opportunity to get around him. And Victor forced to be on the outside, trying to squeeze him out. This is gonna be a race to the finish. Who has the superior top speed? Victor Sabo is coming out on top. That's what it looks like. What a race to the finish. Congratulations, Victor Sabo, on that. Oh, that was so close, Jeff Kelly. You were 800ths of a second off over him. How close that last race was. Well, that was race 1. We're at mission. How are you guys enjoying the stream so far? Doing Imola today. Hope y'all have a or are having great days. You know, your day is made even better since you're watching the stream. 100% true. It's a scientifically proven fact that the more you watch 5frracing.com here on Twitch, the happier you become. Don't look up those stats though. So race one, Albert pretty much won it. It's if everything falls into place again, it's kind of like Albert is gonna win race two. That's my prediction. And then Worley and Gianna are gonna keep fighting it out, but I think that Zach Manriquez is going to get involved into that fight. He's going to show up and make it a fight for P2. Three-way fight. And then we're going to have Alexander Sabo, Ratarno. They're going to fight it out for P5. That's what I'm thinking. Actually, I think Sabo, Tarno, Johnston, and Unfair, those three are going to fight it out for P5. I think that's what's going to happen. Ryder though, I wish I remembered what position he started out with. He ended up P10, and he was moving up the grid fairly consistently, so he's a force to be reckoned with. If I'm looking at his current lap times right now, if we're judging his personal best compared to everyone else, he has the pace finish in P5. Sitting at a 143.100. He'll boot Alexander Sabo from P5, who's sitting at a 143.590. So Ryder is almost 5/10 faster than Sabo there. So hopefully this like small brief intermission period is not going to extinguish the fire that Ryder has lit under him right now, because he was putting down some solid laps, making good passes, good clean passes and everything, putting an insane amount of pressure on a good number of drivers. So we'd love to see it. Also, I wonder if anyone's going to be making any adjustments to their car. Whether that be aero, fuel, suspension. Things of that nature. Anyway, while I have you here, might as well shoot some quick facts that I remember from Imola. It's in Italy, if you didn't know. The track length is 3.05 miles long, or 4.9 kilometers long. 19 corners. Now the ideal setup would be medium to high downforce and medium suspension. Transition to the gameplay. Well, we already know the lineup, so I guess we don't necessarily need to see who's in P1 and whatnot. We already know. We'll go over it shortly. The ideal setup that I just mentioned is the generalized ideal setup. It doesn't necessarily mean this is the exact setup that you need for Imola. It just means that in general, that's the overall setup that the track demands or would want. You could run lower downforce or harder suspension. That's totally up to you. Or softer suspension. Anyway, the key action areas would be turns 2, 5, 7, 9, 14, 17, and 18. Those are the locations that I'll be paying extra attention to, since mistakes could be happening. If you're just joining us, welcome. We have Albert Tranchisi in P1, Gianna in P2, Whirly is in P3. Find that hidden dick butt. I know it's there, I just cannot find it. He has a hidden dick butt in his livery. And saying that out loud just sounds extremely wrong. We're moving on. Manriquez P4, Sabo P5, Grider P6, who's doing an amazing job. Hopefully he can keep his P6 or move on up. Joey Johnson P7, Chris Kelly, Jonathan Kelly P8, Chris Unfair P9, Tarno P10, Furnish 11, Bush 12, Justin Fry 13, Sabo, Victor Sabo 14, Myri 15, and Jeff Kelly 16. Jeff Kelly is 16. The race is about to start. Music is about to be turned off. And we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. The green lights are out. The flag is being waved. Albert Tranchisi is gonna do the exact same thing as race 1. Yep. And it's looking like everyone is at least getting through this time around a lot better, a lot cleaner. No, Bush! Save it! Let's go! I'm sorry for cursing you. That is unfortunate. Tranchisi is out! What happened? Jenna is in P1 now, following Zach is right behind him, and Whirly's in P3. What happened? What made him go so wide? Everyone else is more or less in a single file line. No one else has made mistakes besides Bush and Tranchisi. And Grider. Grider went a little bit too wide. Tranchisi sees that and quickly makes a pass happen. Furnish making moves happen on Unfair. Justin Fry making moves happen on Jeff Kelly. Gets up on top, sitting in P12. So far it's still a close race. Victor Sabo is off to the left, potentially letting the faster drivers through. He's for sure going to be battling it out with Myri at least. Looking like Jeff Kelly and Fry are ever so slightly getting away. Joey Johnson making moves happen on Jonathan Kelly. All the moves are occurring off camera. At least let me capture one. Do something. Whirly, make a move happen on Manriquez. And they're going to get close to the wild right-handers here. Have to be very careful on the brakes and very careful on where you position the cars. As Whirly hits those bumps, those mid-corner bumps, a little bit too aggressively. Tranquisi decides to back off on the chicane of death. Named abruptly so because if he tried to continue and went for that dive bomb, it would have resulted in an absolute disaster. Jeff Kelly is battling it out with... Well, there's a whole train here happening. Victor Sabo manages to get by Justin Fry. Jeff Kelly manages to get by both of them. We're gonna jump ahead and check out Tarno, who is 2/10 behind Jonathan Kelly. I really like Tarno's livery. I just actually started to pay extra attention to it. That yellow stripe coming from the bonnet all the way down to the rear of the car. That is very nice and sleek. It's so simple, but it just fits the aesthetic of the car so nicely. I must say. And Tranchisi is getting extremely close to Worley. Making his presence known. Worley for sure is feeling the heat. He's probably slowing down just a tad bit because of that too. The gap increasing ever so slightly from Worley to Manriquez. Joey Johnston and Jonathan Kelly are fighting it out. They're side by side. They're both in a Porsche, so they have no speed advantage. Whoever has the best acceleration, the best takeoff is gonna win it all. Whoever has the best positioning too. Joey Johnston on the inside secures the position and holds onto it. There is a train. The battle for P7 is occurring right now. Tarno is going around the outside of Jonathan Kelly. He has an... does he have the pace? He... Looks like he does. He's side by side. Decides to bail out last second. And, allows Kelly to stay on top. Jonathan Kelly. Jeff Kelly is in the rear end of this battle. So the battle for P7 is on between 5 drivers, 6 drivers. We're gonna switch back from him and check out the battle for P3. Worley still having to contend against Tranchisi here. He's 2/10 off him. Tranchisi's pace is for sure suffering. He's sitting at a 143 flat, roughly. Worley's sitting at a high 142, but also roughly a 143 flat. But Tranchisi can definitely go just a tiny bit faster. If we're judging off his performance from the last race. We're gonna let this battle simmer, see if you can get the slipstream, and jump into the train here, the middle of the train. As the train is starting to get split up, we have Joey Johnson, Jeff Kelly, and Brad Tarno battling it out for P7. Unfair holding down P10. He's gonna be battling it out with Douglas Furnish and Jeff Kelly. Justin Fry and Myri. I've been missing this battle. Myri hard on the brakes, a little bit early, trying not to run into Justin Fry. Victor Sabo is starting to run away with it. And I wonder if there's a problem with Justin Fry's vehicle. He seems to be a little bit squirrely or a little bit inconsistent I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me. As Whirly and Tranqueezy are still battling it out. This time though, Whirly getting the jump, getting the pace on Manriquez. Manriquez forced to be on the outside. Whirly cuts in on the inside and secures the position. We also missed another position swap between Brad Tarno and Joey Johnston here. Jeff Kelly actually jumps out both of them and is now leading the train. He is defending P7 from the rest of the grid. So we're gonna momentarily jump back and forth between both these battles. The battle for P2 is on. Gianna is ever so slowly walking away from this group. They are 2/10, or he is 2 seconds. 2 seconds ahead from this group. Victor Sabo making moves on both Jeff, Kelly, and Chris Unfair. The consistency is playing out, is more beneficial here. That's what I'm starting to notice. The less mistakes you make, the more ahead you'll come out. And then we're gonna jump from them and check out Jeff Kelly and Tarno, who are mere moments away from having an overtaking opportunity happen right before our very eyes. Tarno 2/10. Wow, so close. He's flashing Jonathan Kelly here. Pretty much letting him know, hey, you're slowing me down, bro. You need to move it. Tarno is for sure getting a little bit upset with that. He has the speed, he has the pace. He's 110. Is he going to commit? He's side by side. He's momentarily in the lead, and he decides against it. He loses out of position. Jonathan Kelly closing the door on him. Joey Johnston and Douglas Furnish are having a little fight behind these two. The battle for P7 and P9 is on. I'm gonna stay in the middle of the pack just to see when the overtaking opportunity is going to happen. Zach Manriquez, if you care to know, he is still very, very, very close to Whirly. He is 3/10 off Whirly's bumper. But whenever a move happens, we will be there to witness it live on air. Just notice, I do not have my chats up. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing. Okay, it's back. I'm back. I can actually see the chats now. I wonder if Brad is going to try to make moves happen, but on the outside this time. He tried, but Jonathan Kelly is just shutting that door, forcing it to stay closed. Albert Tranqueezy is getting closer and closer to Zach. Zach is still... Oh, wrong drivers. Brad Tarno had a big slip there. They briefly, him and Joey Johnson briefly switched positions, but Tarno managed to get it back. This is Jonathan Kelly's opportunity to start running away. It's looking like Brad Tarno is actively trying to catch up ever so slightly. If this is Joey Johnson's opportunity and Douglas Furnish's opportunity, if they could manage to not fight, to work together and follow Brad Tarno to catch up to Jonathan Kelly, and we almost miss the battle between Manriquez and Tranquisi. Tranquisi on the outside, the Porsche keeping up with the McLaren. Oh my! But the sheer determination and the cojones of Tranquisi, he just outbreaking Manriquez there ever so slightly. It also helped that he was a tad bit ahead. But nonetheless, he secured P3 and is inching closer and closer to Worley. Furnish and Joey Johnston are still fighting it out. The battle for P9 is on. Brad Tarno is getting closer and closer to Jonathan Kelly, so the battle for P7 is going to be engaging very soon. Dare I say, within the next lap. And Joshua Worley is getting very close. Actually, we just missed it. Gianna made a mistake of some sort and allowed Worley to go on by. Worley, our new current race leader, Tranquisi, if you saw there in the chicane of death, hit that corner, the last corner, too aggressively and almost slipped up there. The battle for P2 is on. The battle for P1 really, because all these three drivers are keeping each other honest. Four drivers are keeping each other honest. Worley not allowed to make any mistakes. Gonna going to give up the position to Tranquisi. Tranquisi just forcing his way in there. Oh my, how close are these drivers? Manriquez is trying to stick and nose in this fight. Tranquisi goes wide. This is the Gianna and Manriquez's opportunity to get by. They don't have the speed though. Just gonna sit right behind him. Worley is running away with it. That is definitely for sure. I just missed the small incident between that Victor Sabo had. He was getting very close to Chris Unfair. I thought a battle was emerging from that. Potentially in the near future, though. Bruh. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, maybe. The streamer's curse is coming alive a little bit too aggressively tonight. What is up with that? Nonetheless, though, Tranquisi is starting to run away. Leaving Gianna and Manriquez behind, leaving them to fight it out for each other. While Tranquisi tries to catch up to Worley. With 12 minutes left in the race, it is a possibility of that happening. Also, another possibility of a fight happening is the one between Jonathan Kelly and Brad Tarno. Brad closing that gap. Holy smokes. He was roughly a second from Kelly's bumper, and he's now 3/10 off his bumper. My god, that closing speed. He is very confident and wants to get this pass done. The other individual who wants to make the pass done is Jeff Kelly and Justin Fry. We missed a couple passes because Myri was behind Fry, and there goes Kelly. He's on, they're side by side. He's on the inside. On the outside now. Justin Fry having a little bit of a slip up there. And so allows Jeff Kelly to secure that position. Good moves. Good moves. Enriquez still trying to chase down Gianna. Tarno is inching ever so close to Jonathan Kelly. This is the closest fight of the night as of right now. Will Tarno have the speed necessary to I mean, he's doing it as we speak. He's on the outside, cutting in. He's trying to like take the ideal line as possible. Jonathan Kelly is forced to go hard on the defense, and knowing that he has a faster driver, faster car behind him. Tarno just needs to hold his own and take a little breather there, because from what I saw, he was getting a little bit antsy. He was getting a little bit squirrely because of that. He needs to put his head down, make those consistent laps, and eventually the pressure will get to Jonathan Kelly. This is what I foresee. How close is he? How close is Zach? Tranqueezy over there in the distance is also getting close to Worley. Worley is going to have to go on the defensive. With 9 minutes left in the race, it's very much possible that he will be able to defend this position and claim P1 for race 2. Zach making the tiniest of mistakes there, not able to hit the apex as well as, or as good as possible. We're gonna jump from him and check out Brad Tarno. See how he does compared to Zach. Will he hit the apex? Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. He's hard on the brakes, hitting the apex smooth like butter. Both apexes smooth like butter, making the transition look easy. Cutting off the seconds from Jonathan Kelly. What a fantastic display of how to take these corners. Is Brad listening to me? Because he's putting his head down. He's taking a little breather, making the consistency come to him, intimidating the heck out of Jonathan Kelly. I'm gonna jump from him and check out Tranqueezy here. Now the battle between Gianna has a drive-through. Well, there is no longer a battle between Gianna and Zach Manriquez. Manriquez is actually 2 seconds behind Gianna. He probably made a mistake of his own somewhere. We happen to not see on camera. This is unfortunate. Gianna forced to take the drive-through is gonna allow Zach and almost all the way up to Joey Johnston to take a position. I think Gianna is gonna drop to P10. Potentially P10. A position swap just happened. Myri and Kelly overtaking Myri, but Myri not giving up. Almost side. No. How unfortunate. Jeff Kelly made a mistake and Myri was almost about to capitalize, but he himself also made a mistake. Uh, Lost traction there. Unfortunate. Gienna still not serving that penalty. Oh. If he doesn't serve it, he will take a hit of 30 seconds. So regardless, even if he finishes in P3, that penalty is gonna hit him hard and make him jump from P3 to P11 is what it looks like. P10. It's a lot of places. Look, curious where he got that drive-through. I know the overall oh, and as he's now serving his pit, Manriquez is completing the overtake since he's in the pit. So we will see where Gienna falls into the positioning. Luckily, it is a drive-through and it's not a stop and go. So he will just be driving through the entire pit instead of actually forced to go into the pit lane and stop his vehicle, turn off his car and turn it back on. Stuff like that. Currently in P9 and P10. Will he drop down to P11? I don't think so. I think he's coming up P10. Prediction was correct. That hurts. That hits hard. Tranqueezy having a difficult time though being able to overtake Worley. A track violation? Track warning? What bumps? What corner? Just drive right through it. For sure, Tranqueezy is pushing a little bit harder than normal. His tires are probably being hooked. Arno is trying to make moves happen on Jeff Kelly still. Falling back just a tad bit. He's roughly a second off Jeff Kelly. Interesting to note that their personal bests are almost identical. Brad Tarnell a slight bit faster, 1/10 or 15 tenths faster compared to Kelly. Jonathan Kelly. We have 3 battles starting to emerge. That is Albert Tranqueezy and Joshua Worley, the battle for P1. Another battle between Brad Tarnell and Jonathan Kelly. I feel like I keep saying Jeff Kelly. And the last battle is Jonathan Kelly and Brad Tarnell. That's a battle for P6. And right behind them, we have Joey Johnston and Douglas Furnish battling it out for P8. We're going to be jumping from battle to battle, trying to capture the juiciest moments on camera. See if I can capture when an overtake is happening. Joshua Worley and Tranqueezy are going to be coming up against lap traffic. Myri is off on the side. It's looking like he will probably be lifting, and he does. Actually brakes a little bit to give him enough distance. Very, very nice and respectable of him to do so. Tranqueezy continues to hunt down Joshua Worley, the shark smells the blood in the water. Joshua Worley, both of them a little bit swirly coming out of that corner. I like seeing Tranquilli's line from this point of view because you can actually see him go from the outside to the inside using the full width of the track. I am taking notes. I am going to get faster in Imola by the time this race is over. Worley making a little bit of a mistake, goes a little bit too wide. Hopefully they don't ding him with the track cut warning under there. Tranquilli closing that distance. Holy smokes, he's 3/10 off Worley's rear right now. Douglas Furnish also doing the same to Joey Johnson. We're going to go from this battle to Furnish and Johnson here. Who is so far closing the gap very slowly, trying to put pressure on Johnston. You can actually you can hear Burnish's traction control kicking in right there if you have your volume. Tarnow just ahead, heading it out with Worley. The leader is on the final lap. This is their Jonathan Kelly and Tarnow are coming up to start their final lap. This is it. This is Albert Tranquilli's give or take. He needs to leave it all on the table. Force Joshua Worley to make a mistake. Joshua Worley needs to ignore Tranquilli for the most, or for as best as possible that he can, and defend like a madman. He has the pace. He has the consistency. Tranquilli is 2/10 off his bumper. Tranquilli getting squirrely out of there. He's losing the pace. 4/10. He's staying within reach, keeping Joshua Worley extremely honest. Worley fighting it out. I don't think Tranquilli has it. What a race. Congratulations, Joshua Worley taking P1. Albert Tranquilli coming in P2. Fantastic race, fellas. We love to see it. What a race. Zach Manriquez coming in P3. Christopher Greider, heck yeah, coming in P4. Jacob Myrie next across the finish line, came in P15. What happened to Myrie? I thought he was in like P13 or something. Alexander Sabo, P5. Jeff Kelly, P6, and Brad Tarnow, P7. Joey Johnson, P8, and Douglas Furnish, P9. Those position swaps were not able to happen. Victor Sabo next to come out, or to cross the finish line here. Very nice. He managed to enter the top 10. Victor Sabo, P10. Jeff Kelly, P11. Chris Unfair. Drivers are leaving. I'm pretty sure he was P12. And Justin Fry is coming in P13. Or wait, correction. Myrie is in P14 and Justin Fry is P15? No, okay. 13, yeah. And Bush with the drive-through? Hopefully that got taken care of. Well, a special treat for you, gentlemen here. Oh, we can do race interviews if anyone wants to join the booth with me. I am on Discord, so they are allowed to hop into the channel with me. I'll probably jump to a different channel just to make sure everyone can actually join. Nonetheless, so that was a fantastic second race. Congratulations to Jenna, to Whirly securing that spot. Unfortunate for Jenna, who had a drive-through. It was looking like he and Manriquez were gonna end up fighting it out. So where he got that drive-through, no clue. Wait, do have people here? Wait, hold on. Why can't I hear him? Oh, yeah. Bro, I didn't even... Wait, why didn't Discord, like, give me the... Oh, anyway. Yo, Whirly, what is up? Albert Tranquisi also is in here. What is up? Joshua Whirly, how do you feel that second race? That's what it looked like you were actually trying to do. How hard was it to be defensive-wise against Albert Tranquisi?
But other than that, by the way, apparently they can't hear us on stream.
Yeah, I know. I just noticed right now. I forgot I was muted. I'm so mad at myself. I just turned you on, so now we can hear you.
But yeah, as far as defending Albert, I just knew he was going to be quick, and it was kind of the same as defending Vienna in the first race. I was just going to hope that they followed me through the chicane and had the mid-engine curse of curbs do not go well with those cars.
They do not. Over Tranquisi, I noticed that in the chicane of death, you kept getting squirrely. Is it because you were trying to push even harder to get up to Joshua? How was it? How was it to... Let's start here. What happened? I think it was lap 1.
Lap 1, I just got a little too far right setting up, and I touched the grass on the brakes, so it sent me into the gravel.
And how did it feel not being able to pass Joshua? You had to be annoyed or getting antsy.
It was frustrating near the end, because I could feel my tires were going. I could feel, I knew his tires were going as well, and I knew I had the pace, but with my tires going and his ability to take some of the curbs a little bit better, it would definitely make for a cat and mouse effect where he would constantly gain and lose to me.
Fun battles. Any well, how do I even say this? Anything interesting that you were to note on Whirly's driving? Any pointers that you can give him, or Whirly, anything that you'd like to say to Tranquisi? Tranquisi, you can go first.
Keep doing what you're doing, dude. You drive excellent. Oh, I know you changed from the BMW to the Aston, and even in that, you're able to pick up where you left off, basically. So, congrats on that. Congrats on the win. And yeah, we'll we'll come back next week and we'll we'll see what happens there.
Oh, you're too modest. What he means, ladies and gentlemen, is this win was a one-time off, and he wants to keep the winning streak going.
No, he deserved that one. I made a mistake. He capitalized. He was able to bleed out my tires by defending the way he did and not making as many mistakes. And I just started making little mistakes behind him and costing my tires more and more every lap. So good work on that one, Josh, and keep doing what you're doing.
Joshua Worley, any closing remarks? We also have Brad Tarnow who came in.
Thanks, Albert. Just do me a favor and please don't get any faster. Please. I would like to be back on the podium, or back in first once in the rest of the series, but I know it is once Ross returns, it's going to be interesting with the two of you up front, and then you got Jake Wells when he comes back too. Like, it was a slightly thinner grid this week, but see what we can do next race.
Yeah, for sure. I was expecting Jake to line up on the grid today, but I knew Ross beforehand couldn't make it, so I knew that was one less. But I do still have Josh to deal with and battle with, so there's that. But I heard from a little birdie that Mr. Worley over here installed a NOS bottle prior to race 2. So I do think that we need to go into Parc Ferme and check out underneath that hood of his. So
I'm getting out of ACC as fast as I can.
Yo, how'd you pass tech inspection?
It was fun battling with Albert tonight, but I will say probably it was right there with just as intense as it was the move that Manriquez made me put on him going into the penultimate corner at the beginning of the race. I thought we were both dead, and somehow kept the car. And that's one thing that I saw Albert did that really made the end of the race interesting. Was while I was battling with Guiena and Manriquez, he was just kind of sitting there watching, saving his tires while I was destroying mine. So that made the end even more interesting.
Were your tires actually done by the end of the race, Worley? Because I know Albert's were getting destroyed trying to go around you, and you were putting hard defense up.
They felt terrible. I felt like I was keeping pace, but the braking distance got longer. I had to turn my TC up to 4 from 2 coming out of the corners. It was getting there.
Since I have you give 2 here, race 1. How did that feel? Well, I know Albert Tranchisi ended up running away, but Joshua Worley, you were fighting it out with Guiena for a while.
Yeah, that was frustrating. I'm glad race 2 went the way it did, because in quali and in race 1, I knew I had a car that could beat Tranchisi tonight. And is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew I had a car that could beat him tonight, and I just couldn't drive it in race 1. Like, Guiena and I were all over the place. We were both making mistakes, and that's what kept our battle so close. It's just neither of us could figure out what we were doing.
Tranchisi had a wild race in terms of pace. His quali pace was a low 142. His race pace was insanely quick. I think he actually touched the 141 9s, or 141 7s.
He had a 141.7.
Yeah, so that was, I can tell, everyone can tell that he was pushing extremely hard to try to get by.
Like I said, the frustrations for me started in quali. I felt like I had a car that could be on pole. I couldn't put it together. Had to make up for it somewhere, and race 1 was not it.
That's what's up. Well, thank you too. Do you have any closing remarks for any of our racers here? Do you want to call out somebody, talk trash? The floor is yours before.
You want to go first, Josh, or no?
I'll let you go first. I gotta look at something.
Yeah, it's not even more about trash talking. It's
A little bit of banter.
compared to the first time I came into the league and raced with all of these guys. The progression and pace that these guys have gotten over the last 3 seasons now, I think. It's really good to see. And I know I kind of pushed that 8 ball a little bit, because when I joined, everybody wanted to chase me a little bit, and I was the one that started it. But it's good to see that everybody's progressing and getting faster, and like tonight giving me a run. It's really cool to see, because I remember coming in and easily being the top runner, but it's really cool to see Josh where he is now. Manriquez, Guyana joined, I think, only last season, and he's gotten quicker since then as well. So it's really cool to battle with some of these guys that I wouldn't have otherwise. So everybody in the league, just keep doing what you're doing, guys. You guys are all doing amazing, and just know that you guys still do have a little bit of work to do.
Nice, very nicely said. That's definitely true. That's something I 100% noticed, especially when I was racing against you in season 4. You joined a little late.
Yeah, I remember afterwards we talked, and at Zolder, how quick I was coming up on you. You were like, if this was any longer, there was no shot.
Absolutely no shot. You were coming in like a rocket. Yeah. So,
but what could I say other than tonight proves when blood's in the water, the shark is lying there waiting.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. You were hunting.
I was hunting Josh for sure. By the end of it, I was definitely hunting him.
Making the pirate boat, Aston regret staying out of the water. Or staying in.
I forgot about that.
Any closing remarks, Josh? Anyone you want to call out? Any banter?
Not really calling anyone out or anything. I enjoy racing with all of these people, but I will say we had 16 cars tonight.
Yes,
We got 28 people signed up for this series, and we got another. We got 2 more slots. It looks like. Let's get some more cars on this track. I want to see at least 20 people at Suzuka next week.
That would be amazing. 100%. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Worley and me, myself, and we say more drivers and more cars. We want to see a fully loaded lobby, fully stocked lobby. We want so many battles that I don't know where to go.
One last thing is going to be Juan. Thanks for streaming. You're doing great. I enjoy watching them back.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah, 100% Juan. Appreciate you streaming all the races, and maybe next season, I might end up taking a little step back, and I might take it from you, or
okay.
we'll do some duos like we did that one series.
That would be very, very cool. We shall talk later. But I am
For sure.
I am down. Yeah. Well, thank you.
I only beat you once. You don't have to run to the booth.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
It ain't even that. It's just some other projects and stuff are starting for me, and school and all that stuff. So might be a little scarce for me racing wise, but we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you both for having for joining me here and having this interview. I was very rusty today, and even more rusty in this interview. I have no idea what else to say or do. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for the amazing race, by the way. That was quite a spectacle to see.
Hopefully, we gave you something to watch.
Oh, plenty.
There we go. Well, that's all that we wanted. So.
Well, thank you for being here and conducting this interview with me. Thank you.
No problem. Have yourself a good night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all had fun watching, had fun listening to this interview between the two top dogs in Imola today. Before I leave, I might as well where we're gonna be at, or before I even do all that, if you want to join us, like Joshua Worley said, go to 5firacing.com. That's 5 firacing.com. Click on SimGrid. In SimGrid, it'll be the first link, season 7. And just hit register and do everything in there to fill in the spot. We have 1 spot in gold or 1 spot in silver, but if we need to, we'll make room. Don't you worry. Let's fill these squares up. Next race, Suzuka. A 60-minute race. So don't miss it. And I hope to see you guys next week. Hope you guys have a great day, great evening, great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Past it